Recording of
Hello everyone, this is Group 12 and we are presenting the article Managing our Hub Economy. Uh, these are the team members. First, the article, this is the introduction of the article. First, the article introduces the idea of hub firms, which are digital superpowers like Alibaba, Amazon, and Microsoft that control access to billions of customers and dominate the digital economy. Second, the economic impact. These firms drive increasing returns to scale and capture a disproportionate share of the value created in the global economy. Third, industry examples. The author of the case used the auto industry as a case study, showing how companies like Apple and Alphabet or Google are said to benefit as cars become digitally connected spaces. Fourth, the article also focuses on how the concentration of power among hub firms can exacerbate economic inequality and threaten social stability. And lastly, the article emphasizes the need for all stakeholders, traditional companies, startups, institutions, and communities to adapt their business practices. And it also calls for hub firms to lead responsibly, ensuring a balanced and sustainable economic future. Next, to the next person.
Now we got to know what is hub forms. So let's discuss about the rise of hub forms. So what are the reasons and what are the implications of the rise of these hub forms? So the first one is the emergence of digital superpowers. As these firms like Amazon, Google, and Alibaba, they are emerging as global powers. They're creating monopolies in different sectors, which is leading to their dominance in every digital network globally. So these firms control access to billions of users, creating multiple competitive bottlenecks. So next is concentration of power and value. As these outcomes have monopoly in various sectors, so they have concentration over the global economic value. They drive increasing returns to scale and further solidify their dominance, which is in a way hampering to the growth of those firms who are not in that much strength as in terms of money as well as other resources. This is having impact on other industries as well as how firms are transforming traditional sectors. For example, financial services, automobile services, as mentioned in the case, they are driving them into network-driven ecosystems. So traditional companies must need to adapt in this scenario if they want to be relevant in the future and grow and expand. Next are some implications in terms of economic and social risk. The concentration of power in how firms exacerbate economic inequality, the potential of social instability as these firms continue to expand their influence. And the last one is ethical and collective actions. Hub firms must consider long-term societal impacts and support broader ecosystems. As if we don't focus on the monopoly which is being created by these hub firms, then in the end, they will be the ones who will dominate all the things which we do in the future. As they all have the access of our personal data, what we use, how we consume everything they have. So something should be done like the small firms should collaborate in between and be a competition to them. Thank you. Now, carry forward to the next person.
So now let's look into the industry implication of hub firms. The first one is emergence of new business model. So traditional companies are moving to subscription-based and service models to compete with hub firms. So for example, car companies are offering cars as a service, so people pay to use a car instead of owning it. So this fits with the modern focus on flexibility and connectivity. The second one is innovation regulatory approach. So with hub firms dominating the market, new regulations are needed to ensure fair competition and protect consumer rights. So the governments may need to step in to stop these powerful firms from becoming monopolies and to safeguard data privacy. The third one is collaboration over competition. So instead of competing directly with the hub firms, traditional companies might form strategic alliance with each other or with the tech firms. So by working together, they can share resources, data, technology to better compete against the hub firms. The fourth one is focus on data sovereignty. So hub firms use a lot of consumer data. So traditional companies need to focus on controlling and protecting their own data. So by managing their data well, they can improve customer experience and drive innovation, helping them compete with the hub firms. The last one is emergence of niche firm. So the power of hub firms can actually create opportunity for traditional companies to find niche market. So by offering specialized products or services that cater to specific needs, these companies can stand out and avoid direct competition with the big hub firms. Over to Savar.
So we'll now discuss the challenges and the responsibilities. Challenges, of course, associated to the hub economy and responsibilities of these big hub firms, which they have due to their size. So the first of all, we have ecosystem health, wherein we discuss challenges like monopolization, as Harshit discussed. Then there are dependency risks because many consumers, many suppliers, and further down the value chain, many firms are also connected, and very these businesses are very essential to these firms and consumers. So if there is any changes or any problems throughout the value chain, everybody suffers. So there's a lot of responsibility on the shoulders of these hub firms. Then, of course, under ecosystem health, we have innovation suppression. Due to very similar kinds of products and services, there is suppression in innovation, and due to very formal organization structures, this also happens. Then we have resource allocations, which explains a bit more about the inequalities in wealth distribution and the overall inequality of the economy and the market. Then under regulatory scrutiny, under the case, it is discussed that there's a lot of cases given and examples given which cites antitrust issues with the government, global regulatory challenges, data sovereignty, compliance costs as well. And of course, the hub economy poses a very special risk on the social concern and the social health of not only any nation but the whole world as well. So there is economic inequality as discussed. Then of course job displacements and influence of public discourse, and there is a type of problem we are seeing now, which is very prevalent now, which is cultural homogeneity, and these hub firms play a big part in this. And of course, due to the overall data consolidation in the hands of these few firms, we have data privacy issues, which is of course discussed in the given case as well. So moving over to the responsibilities, we have four responsibilities heads. So first is of course value sharing, wherein we discuss more about fair share distribution of wealth and support for smaller enterprises to level out the playing field in competition. Then investing in communities and different stakeholders, and of course with the government they have a tax responsibility as well. And ethical leadership comes out on top because leadership is everything in any firm, and you have to set and lead by example. So there is also a collective. Yeah, thank you. There's also a collective action going in there, wherein have to collaborate for standards, and wherein every hub firm contributes, comes in and collaborates to set standards for smaller firms. There is you also have to address social concerns as discussed in the challenges. There are social concerns, so these hub firms have a huge responsibility on their shoulders to address these social concerns as well. So moving over to Sarvagya.
So since the team has already discussed about what hub farms offer and what is the cost to the consumer for the hub farms, and since they've already discussed about the responsibility, challenges, and implications, if I have to conclude this all, so the first and foremost thing would be the digital economy and how hub farms are dominating this digital economy. And so like hub farms like Amazon and Google has shaped the digital economy, and kind of they are dominating it. And the second would be like these firms, the way these firms are transforming traditional industries into the interconnected ecosystems, which are being driven by the competition of this network. While these hub firms generate immense value and economies of scales for us, they also concentrate the power present challenges such as economic inequality and social instability. And they also poses a challenge for new firms to enter into the market, and it also poses a challenge mentioned by Savar as data privacy concerns. And what they need to do is to ensure a balanced and sustainable economic future for all of us. These firms must embrace ethical leadership and value creation and collective action. So what they can do is traditional companies, startups, institutions, and communities must adapt their strategies and collaborate to maintain a healthy ecosystem, address social concerns, and promote innovation. Thank you from our side.